Crazy.
All right, let's get to Rich now. Here at home, a little cooler yesterday, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, actually, we're pretty close to what we had the day before, but it felt, to me anyway, it felt warmer yesterday.
It did?
Really? I think because where I was, there wasn't any wind.
Oh.
So I was thinking, boy, I really messed up the forecast. This has got to be mid-70s. And it ended up at 68 at SeaTac. Most places mid to upper 60s. Hit 70 in a couple of spots. And we're going to pick up a few degrees on that as we head towards the weekend, though today should be pretty much a replay of what we saw yesterday. Starting off with cloudy skies around Puget Sound. Not much going on out there, which is just a fine way to start with. Exception being out at the airport, where a lot of people getting an early start on their travel today. A pretty good backup there on the departure deck, and cloudy skies to start off the day. Checking the Doppler radar, nothing going on the west side, but like yesterday, we had some showers and thunderstorms as far to the west as Yakima yesterday afternoon. We're seeing that action still taking place from a low down to the south and east of us. It's going to stay east of the Cascades here over the next couple of days, though. Could be pretty active in the Cascades in the afternoon, especially Friday afternoon if you have any hiking or travel plans over the Cascades. Vonnie High School there in Olympia, they can see the little low clouds just kind of sitting there. And temperatures just step out the door today, pretty much the same as yesterday, low to mid 50s. The University of Washington high resolution model showing those clouds pretty much with us this morning. As we head towards midday, we'll start to see some clearing around in spots. And then this afternoon, most places should turn mostly sunny, though I still retain a few clouds kind of scattered around. Highs right back into the mid to upper 60s. Tomorrow, we're going to be looking for more showers developing up in the Cascades in the afternoon, maybe some thunder showers, a few in the Olympics, and should clear out in the lowlands and maybe pick up a degree or two up to around 70 degrees. And then over the weekend, it's basically going to be a few morning clouds, otherwise sunshine, and those high temperatures staying in the upper 60s and low 70s. Actually pretty pleasant weather. So today, clouds around, clearing out this afternoon. Temperatures mid to upper 60s and low 70s. Tomorrow with those showers up in the Cascades. Partly sunny Saturday and Sunday. A very slight chance of a shower both days. The very low chance. Temperatures upper 60s and low 70s. We warm up the first part of next week with high temperatures back into the mid to upper 70s with a little bit more sunshine.